it is. Hey, Sleepy. We're surviving. How are you doing? I hope you got enough sleep this week. Funny joke, I know. I can imagine. We need to get this boy a wife and a kid fast, so he would have all the annoyances in the world in the morning. Get him out of his trauma by marrying him into someone. Marrying him into? Do we marry people into? Hey Andy. You are sane? Hey Cinti. How is the update? How are we doing? It's been a rough one. It was surprising, but we made it. I knew it was gonna be surprising. Daniel comes out of nowhere with questions every once in a while, that is, with questions or remarks. I got where Danny's coming from. Yeah. I loved what Sleepy said about not really considering Daniel before, and I've been waiting for someone to mention that. I know a few people talked about it before, but yeah, like, how does it affect him emotionally? Hey Tam. Yeah. There were many, but I guess everyone was coming from it from the point of view of what is best for White. I don't think that many people were thinking about Daniel's place in all this. Therapist also used to be a friend of my family. They aren't as close as White is to, but still. When if I started our sessions, she told me that it'd be wiser to see someone who didn't know me like that, but I didn't approve back then. Looking back at it, she was totally right. We'll see how it goes. But I'm actually comforted reading this story. This and how it helped you. Seeing a therapist that is a close friend or family is almost never a good idea. I hope White would decide smarter than me. We'll have to wait and see. Daniel is pretty. I really like Tam's comment about it's running in the family. And it's funny because when you think about it, I feel like he definitely wouldn't just say no. He's too empathetic for that. I'm sure he'll come around. So yeah, what I was saying is, it's funny how White always wanted Black to remember, and is there to help him get better in life, and give him like all this advice about having friends and getting better and all that, having a balance, not relying only on emotion. When in reality, he realized that he was benefiting from his memory and his focus on emotions. So he never brought it up and was blindsided by the realization that how much of a benefit it was for him when it surfaced up, you know? It's funny how Daniel wasn't blindsided. He was like, yeah, you should talk about this thing. You don't talk about your mother. You don't. He always probably thought that it's better for him to talk about his mother, even though he knew that it's not good for his own self. He still rolled with White's set of rules until they reached a point where White is gonna talk about it, and it's like, okay, here's what I thought. Here's what I think. The way I said the opposite thing to Sleepy. Family zoned? That's a thing. That's a thing. Daniel just family zoned White. Where's DA? There it is. They're so much alike, Daniel and White. Like, this thing isn't really good for me, but I'm gonna, like, let's roll with whatever you're giving me for the moment, and then we'll deal with it when it happens. Love zoned, heart zoned. Stealing glances again, Mr. White. I'm thinking about the exit sign. Is it for White? Oh, you'll know. You'll know. This is really an interesting realization, though, because White's probably having the same thoughts of, like, did I not think enough about his feelings? Hi, welcome, Blue. 100%. Sleepy. I'm entering the stream calmly. To be honest, I want caps lock and just scream again. Please scream. We love screaming here. But yeah. Though, we gotta give him, like, credit for picking up on it so fast. Like, he just, why? And then, oh. Now, was there anything in Daniel's eyes? We will never know, I guess. Did I come up with this whole floating when I'm about to talk about a conversation that I don't feel comfortable or feel strong enough to talk about, just for this point to use a metaphor, a visual metaphor for Daniel, rather than any kind of expression on his face? We also don't know. But yeah, White's probably having the same thoughts of, like, did I not think about enough about his feelings? It's very easy. It's just like when a lot of people didn't think anything of White's life next to Black for the longest time, until some good chunk of chapters released. It's sad that there are people who have to talk about things or show signs for others to notice. Okay, so this whole floating thing says a lot about Daniel. Yep. I'll try to wrap up my thoughts about Daniel later. I'd love to hear them. I really, really enjoy uh, your thoughts and thoughts about the side characters in general. And any thoughts, honestly. How am I kidding? Wait, these come first. I really appreciate it if you do. The thing is, again, with White, when I think about how slow his part of this book is going, it's because, like, if we didn't tackle the idea of him talking with Daniel about feeling judged, like I mean, I wish I have better skills to minimize the time, maybe the dialogue, but generally speaking, what I'm trying to do is it's building blocks towards certain moments and certain discussions. But they, especially with someone like White, especially with someone like Daniel, especially with someone like Jad or Black, for example. Black is easier, generally speaking. But those silent, mystery-filled characters, they need building blocks to unfold their inner thoughts in a comfortable manner for the reader and for themselves. Wait, the floating is like the review remind chapter cover. Chapter 6. Yeah. Yeah, they both are so alike. Nephew and uncle. They both hide behind glass, 100%. Speaking of hiding behind glass, I noticed something yesterday. Where is my website? There it is. I noticed something yesterday that I wanted to talk about on Discord, but I'm so busy these days, I can't. Which chapter was it? 73, I think. A 73. This. To think that Black was seeing White and being angry at him while looking at a mirror, a glass surface in a way, it's wasn't intentional, but was rewarding yesterday when I noticed it. By the way, I think there is a lot of work happening in the town. There is a lot of work actually. Yes, that's true. I already rasterize it. God. Let me... go to the original and try not to spoil. Thank you. There it is. So there is a lot of work happening in town. Save and busy B and busy D. Busy D indeed. Yeah, no one would want spoilers. Come on. I was telling my mother the other day. So we were watching this Turkish drama together, and when the episode ends, they put a teaser for the next episode. They do 3 teasers throughout the week before an episode. And she keeps telling me like, oh, the new teaser is out, let's watch it. She watches it already, and then she wants to show me. And I always say that I don't like to watch any teasers because I'm not gonna be fooled by what they're trying to show. And to explain it, I try to give her some examples of how I tease things, and she's like, "But that's evil." I'm like, yeah, that's the job, mom. That's the job. The good night flashback. Yeah, I'm wondering about that one. This. Don't zoom in. The beauty of streaming, I can. Yeah, again, he's probably too self-conscious that he misses the point in a few things here and there. But he does notice things quickly when he just looks outside from his extremely inner lens, away from his extreme internal lens. Keep her away from me. I'm afraid for her. What will happen? It took 17 years to get a good night. After oh my god, damn, you killed us all. I feel like I'm talking for everyone when I say that comment. Yes, that's exactly the reaction, Tam. Sleepy to Tam. So you think White is gonna say yes? He's gonna agree to this? With a little pushing, maybe? Well, what would happen? Maybe 13 years of kickboxing experience would say hello. I'd love to see that, honestly. Give me some time, White says. I don't know. I want to think he's not going to say no. Not sure if he'll say yes, though. This works better on page format. Wonder. Could work like this. And forget about the beautiful hair I drew. Yeah. Also, look, like, this is how he feels, but this is how he addresses the question. This, he really, really... He really needs help in the expressions and features department. Well, I wouldn't want to be a burden to Daniel, but at the same time, he would struggle with a new therapist. True. Now that I think about it. Or if he could talk to Daniel as family instead, but of looking for another therapist. Don't know if that works. That's another interesting option. Wait, what if the new therapist is the one on the website cover? Female. I love this. I really appreciate all these. You know, it does feel like I'm on top of the world when people interact with the story and predict and hope and share what they think that where the story is heading or what they want to see where the story is heading. Hopes and predictions is what I like to say. And yeah, it really means a lot, so thank you. Don't give him a female therapist? Why? There's someone who suggests a female therapist at some point in the story. I wrote that. I wrote a scene like that. So, let's see. I like to share things that I wrote a long time ago because it's very fun when they actually are released. I wrote one, I think, pre-COVID. That's how long ago that was. Bro would never open his mouth again. You know, I was writing something. I'll just try. I'll read it in a sec. A tweet I shared and where it came from. It does relate to white and females. Bro would never open. Yeah, he would definitely struggle with a female therapist. But hey, it could be a breakthrough. A spine breaker? We need a no. We don't need a spine breaker. Who said that killer suggestion? I want. You know who said that killer suggestion? I wonder. And then the next sentence starts with inad. These are two good. A bunch of words that are good together. It would have to be Daniel's recommendation. Definitely. Black new therapist. A trusted friend, colleague. I don't know. Andy believes that Daniel doesn't have any friends. We were talking on Twitter, so. At least he brings out White's heart emotions. He does. In that, he does. I'm willing to explore uncomfortable thoughts and feelings, except force me to. I feel if White is gonna talk about his mother trauma with a female therapist, he will need a therapist to talk about his sessions with the female therapist. So he's gonna have Daniel anyway. But does he make enough money? Inad and Women, White and Women. Inad and Women is a disaster. The music is almost non-existent. He did see something in Daniel that made him realize, or the idea just occurred to him. A therapist for his therapist visits for the therapist visits. Yeah, that does align with everything White, if you think about it. A persona within a persona within a persona. This expression. I hope for chapters where White will come back from therapy to talk to Danny about his sessions. Just talking to a family member about therapy. It's wild though when you think about it. For Daniel, who refers to White as the most interesting patient, who made him not quit therapy or being a therapist, to reach this point of him suggesting to see another one. Also this page, art-wise. This page, man. Yeah. He's thinking about things here. I can hear the cogs turning and I don't... Yeah. White being shocked is always... He's a good therapist, but he's an even better uncle. Oh. I did draw him being the eclipse protector in that meme. Eclipsed sun protector. Danny wants what's best for him, and what White needs right now is an uncle, not a therapist. Oh! I like this reading. These pages. I think I worked on them all in one, right? I hate myself. Oh my god, they're all the same. Oh my god. At least, do I have the text on its own? Okay, I do have the text, but the shadows, go shadows with the text. And then this black thing. Okay. We'll see. Let's turn this off. Daniel, time to burn all those notes up. If White starts therapy with a new therapist, I'll find a new therapist too. Oh my god, don't put that pressure on me, please. Please. Hey, silly. luckily for Dana, there's someone good in the burning tube. Oh, good one. Oh my god, white can help. White can help with the burning. Burn, baby, burn. It's funny. This is very funny. Oh god. Wait, maybe I can put these two together. Come on. Nephew and uncle. Problematic nephew and uncle. Wait, I can actually. So let's open this one. Let's. Oh no, wait. I need to. This is too complicated. Fireworks. Waterworks is for black, which I noticed recently. He hasn't cried in a little while, so I shared something on Twitter to balance the scales. It's been a while. Let's merge all the text for now. Bam, 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 bam. And then this, and then rasterize. Okay.
It's 6 o'clock.
And then let's separate the shadows. Turn this off and separate the shadows. This, 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 and this. Burning the oxygen in the room makes him float higher. I did mention self-destruction, right? They can bond as if like the first course of action for both celebrating becoming a family now is them burning things. Be fun. Now for me, I do have a problem drawing compelling fire in manga. I mean, look. Okay. We put these away. Hmm. In the morning? No, in the evening. So how every white's family burns stuff to keep you away. So how does everyone here feels about another try for black and white plushies? I've been contacted by someone. I'm not sure if they're gonna accept my reply now because I did put it off a little while. So I'm thinking of writing back. It does seem like this new place doesn't need that that big of a number for the production to happen. It's another crowdfund thing. Tam, you're too nice. Yeah, I'm thinking of writing them back, and I just thought of asking on stream, see how everyone are still, is everyone still on board or not? So now we merge these. Wait, there's this, we should get it out. Okay, now we merge. I don't think I'll use the same designs. I want to make them more black and more white, like entirely white and all black and all white. I'll just throw the email and see. Hope for the best, I guess. Cancel. Cancel. We do need to take this with us. The flirting scene with Daniel holding him down is probably my favorite scene. I'm very happy. I was a little bit worried about this one, to be honest. What happened here? Visual, thank you, Sleepy. I just realized the list Daniel made about things he wanted to talk about the session. yeah, 100%. The list is in chapter 75. He wanted to talk about Lana asking White if he's in love with Black. He wanted to talk about his messy look, but that kind of is merged with the idea of him sending him about the session. So he wanted to talk about it. But yeah, rest in peace list. I think we have more urgent matters now. A new therapist. Wait, let's go like this. Delete this. Is it hard for you to talk? Other people have problems too, White. I know you know, but I can imagine how someone like Danny would give the impression that he's mastered stoicism or something. What's wrong with you? You almost turned into a kite. Gut punch? And you loved it so much? Ah. Crying emojis and question marks? Oh my god, I love people who get into the story and share their thoughts as they go, because yeah, you can tease things yourself now. It's fun, I guess. That's White's hi. I'm terrible at noticing visual symbolism, so I'm always surprised when there's one in like every page. Again, it worries me a lot, but I do try to deliver the story without relying on the visual symbolism. If you catch it, that's great. If you don't, it should work without it. Can you imagine if when White talks to a new therapist and Daniel just quits this story? Actually, getting White talking about getting Daniel talking about himself. White, you've inspired him. I do wish a day will come when we will see White inspiring other people truly, and him knowing it. He probably is inspiring a lot of people with his writing, seen through the messages that he got in the emails. But inspiring people that are like him to get out of the way he acts. Would be almost like me writing about a character that is inspiring other people who are like me to not do what I do. Almost. What makes Daniel so out and express his feelings? Oh, did it get too loud? Sorry about that. It was too low, so I kind of raised the volume. It does work without it. The symbolism just adds a whole other layer to it, of course. Yeah, that's what I hope, and that's what I'm addressing in the next YouTube video I'm working on. I realized that I have a script ready for a video about that scene between White and Jad in chapter 73, the one I wrote about a thread about on Twitter, about using the setting to write to tell another story. And in it I do mention the idea that these things should work on their own, not distract from what's happening and what everyone is reading through the speech bubbles. It's just a thing that if you look closely or reread, it kind of shows itself and gives you another layer of what's happening. So I'm glad I managed to do that in scenes here and there. Like the scene with Black and the stranger. White needs one day. Yeah. Dan will appear hanging out with Jad if White considers seeing a new therapist. Just hoping, because I like that in this story. Hanging out with Jad. Jad has been missing. Andy, that makes me so happy that White inspires you. Sometimes you want to punch him. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a healthy inspiration if you're inspired by someone that you also want to punch. It's fun. Hey Psycho, I think Daniel was hinting White to go see Dr. Phil instead of that. Dan can spend his entire 2-week vacation with Black on a trip to Japan. Psycho will do anything for that Black Daniel meeting. I have it written. Don't worry, it's gonna happen. We just wait for the good moment. Greyis should be in the loop. Yeah. This is making me sad. Daniel passing by the coffee pot in the room. Farhad curling up underneath the couch where White used to. Oh my god! I'm not even finishing the message, and I already have my heart tightening. Okay, let's read it. This is making me sad. Daniel passing by the coffee pot in the room. Farhad curling up underneath the couch where White used to sit. Daniel seeing the sack of notebooks in his office. Daniel preparing a notebook and a pen only to realize he won't need it. I'm gonna cry now because there won't be a patient as complicated as White and someone he'll be as invested in as his nephew. 100%. A lot of people, when they learn who Daniel is and then go back and read chapter 31, kind of don't understand why is this interesting? Why is he interesting to Daniel that much? But it's just that. You worded it perfectly, Blue. A patient as complicated as White, someone he'll be as invested in as his nephew. Blue is doing harsher work than all of the story I've done. You know, this reminds me of... I'm in pain. I'm sorry that it has my heart. Oh my god, you're gonna make me tear up. Honestly, this is one of the reasons I liked... There's a few fanfiction, Greyis fanfiction that people wrote across the years. Some of them are really, really, really well written, personality-wise, for both Black and White and how they sound and everything, that it feels so good to read them, personally, because it's like I'm getting new content of Greyis that I didn't create, if you know what I mean. So when you write that, it kind of felt like that. It's just, you wrote a short fan fiction about Daniel that kind of broke me. God. Might come with some sense of relief along with the grief. This pained me a lot, man. D broke. Let's go. Enjoy it while you can. Don't take Daniel away from the narrative is needed. Again, when I drew that meme of White being the protector of the sun who is Black, and Daniel is protector of the eclipsed sun that is White, I really was thinking of how similar White is to Daniel. How similar what Black is to White is similar to what White is to Daniel. Yeah. I love Daniel. He grounds White. I love how different people are saying lines that are just all connected. He can be the uncle from now on. But what if this is genuinely a reader D comment? But what if Daniel, the uncle, is similar to how right now White feels as a friend to Black? What if White feels to Black that he's just his friend, the friend in need, and once Black doesn't need that from him, they have no friendship and he has no role? What if that is exactly what Daniel feels towards White? That he is his therapist, but has no role as an uncle, has no role outside of that. Again, this is not me. I haven't written anything. in that area. It just occurred to me. This is why I enjoy people talking about the side characters, because the side characters are easy to miss and not think deeply about if the story doesn't address it. But in my head, something is always happening with these side characters as I write their interactions. Sometimes a whole scene's focus is black or white with another person, and I'm always thinking and writing in my head what this other person is going through. Sometimes I reveal it, sometimes I don't. It depends on how much it's needed for the overall narrative. So I always enjoy, like when Elma on Discord mentioned Violet and what she sees in Violet. Like, that's really good. I couldn't explore more of her thoughts in that scene because what she represented there is a step in Black's development with some progress in her story. But I definitely was thinking of more about her while writing that scene. Greyis, oh, thank you, Senti. Daniel no longer wants to be. Okay. Daniel no longer wants to be the devil's advocate, but rather being the uncle White needs right now. Do you all agree that White needs the uncle right now? It's a very interesting comment. I really wonder what actually brought this on for Daniel. Like, why now? Because this is the first time White brings up that time his mother left. After Blue's comment, I wanna ruminate on Daniel and White's relationship. Enjoy it. It really, because they're so similar, because they show so little, you can really miss much of it. But it's there. I wanna chew on Greyis lovingly. Chew all you want. That's really heartwarming take from. Thank you. I'll make sure she knows. Daniel White lore deep dive. Let's go. Let's do it. There were no signs whatsoever she's going to do that, if that makes it better. It's funny how, again, White just always finds a way to blame himself for whatever bad happens in the world or in his world. It's wild that he thought that, yeah, I should have known that she's gonna leave. And do what, exactly? Doug definitely needs Daniel. Like other have said, he grounds him. White. Oh, yes. I love that. You know what? I didn't think of this gesture that happened here, of him grounding him, but reading it in comments, it made me feel so rewarded in a way. White came to Daniel as not an uncle, but therapist, so he's expecting that role. Yeah. Oh, White always needed someone other than his dad and his bestie. 100% man. He doesn't have anyone. My God. It drives me crazy because as a writer, outside of anything that I feel emotionally and intellectually even, for how he should lead his life, writing-wise, and I mentioned it before, it drives me crazy because he's either thinking with himself, inside his head, it's monologues over monologues over monologues, or he's talking to Daniel, or he's talking to Jad. Other than that, there's nothing. Black, I can throw him anywhere. And we've seen it in volume 3. He talked to that girl at the coffee machine, by the coffee machine in the whatever. And then he talked to that artist. Like, you can put him anywhere. You can put him next to any character and something could happen. White? No. it's very limiting. It's nice that White's able to acknowledge the flip side, that it's no longer easy to distinguish the two, and Daniel, the uncle, is that was very much needed. And this, as much as similar as they are, Daniel and White, with how they deal with things, Daniel is probably comes with age, probably comes with his experience interacting with other people. He manages it better. He takes action faster. So it's not like White started talking and then he let him, and then 2 sessions down the line he's like, how about another therapist? No, from the get-go, White is now willing to talk about this. Okay, how about another therapist? We all understood you, Tenti, don't worry. D Black, I can throw him anywhere. Yeah, that's me. That's what I do. I should show that. I had this sketch traditionally. I drew it while on a trip about how I write a new arc. I was writing volume 9 maybe then. And it's just how I just put this chess board. I line up all the pieces correctly. See the overall vision of where this arc is going, and then I just flip the table, and now we work, because that's how I do it. If an uncle and your dad count as friends, we're up to 3, almost enough to fill a jeep. Yeah. Funny, I was writing a scene in my head, so nothing is for sure. It looks like a clipping or maybe a scene from the manga, but when the circle is bigger for White, I did imagine him sending a message. Remember that scene I shared about the Jeep and asking someone to look up a place on maps, and then he just forcefully chose black because that's the navigator. I thought of another scene with other, like when the circle is bigger and he has other friends and his house is the hub that everyone meets at, and then he sends a message for everyone, like who's coming for real this evening, because he's cooking and he wants to know how much to cook. And one person of this group is with Black, but Black doesn't get the message. Like when everyone's phones get the notification, Black doesn't, because his share is always there. Let's put it that way. So yeah, maybe he will need a bigger Jeep if we're gonna count these 3 and the future ones that I'm writing about in my head. I'm trying to give you good memories, good future memories. Good things to look forward to after the pain that Blue caused us because of the pain I presented in this update. And we're gonna wait. Dan really flipped the chessboard. White didn't have a chance from the start. The Twilight Zone, I know the title, I don't know the... Again, being Castiel saying I don't understand that reference. Give me a second, I need to change my headphones. this one, this one. I can't hear the music. Did the music die at your end too? There it is. How far away is the end of the story? We're definitely past the midpoint, but I don't know. Wait. Why is this? Okay. Never mind. Because I have to go to tend my plants in the garden. Best of luck. Thanks a lot for coming, Andy. No, thank you. Thank you for reading it and reacting to it. Have fun with the plants, yes. Just what Sleepy said. I had a weird weekend, but this live made me feel really motivated. Thank you so much. I really hope you have it better. Weird weekends aren't fun. I know that you help a lot too, because I did wake up with a bad migraine today, so I've been grumpy all day. So far, I did love it when Daniel grabbed White before he ended up drifting off into an overthinking spiral. Thank you. Yeah, he saved us all. Saved the writer me, the artist me, and saved you all by grounding him. I wonder if I should tease stuff from the next update. There were signs, not at all. Wait, let's take this one. Tie a string to him and fly him like a kite. This is why I'm not White's therapist. Yeah, that he wouldn't need that, no. You woke up with a migraine too? I still can't understand the idea of waking up with a migraine. It's just, to me, I fix a migraine or a headache. People fix a headache, a normal headache. I know migraines aren't normal headaches, but they fix headaches by going to sleep. So when you wake up in the morning, after a good night's sleep, like you slept for 7 hours, full 7 hours, you wake up with a side of your head hurting like crazy. Not fun. Turn this off, and turn this off. Sorry to hear that, Sleepy. Again, this is very sad. It drives me crazy. Every time I drew anything from his past, You didn't have to do it like that. I mean, you didn't have to do it at all, but also like this. God. White, you were 5. Thank God for Daniel. Here's baby White. Thanks a lot for showing up again, Senti. Have a good night. Again and again, it really means a lot to me that you show up here, even though it's too late for you. Sweet dreams, hopefully. For the hydrate silly and cycle. I just saw it. Hey, welcome. Welcome back in. And finished it, yes or no? Hello and welcome. Hand became so big, looks so good. Like between these two, it looks so good. Gives depth. Black, white, there were 5. Daniel, White, you were 5. Good connection, Psycho. Great connection. It's hard to believe what you read. There were no signs whatsoever she was going to. There were no signs whatsoever she's going to. She was going to, you mean? This is a problem I always had with Jay, the previous proofreader. This is how, like, we were taught English in school, that you can actually write the past of is kind of like that. Look at me, how I fix things. Thank you, Blue. White is so smart though. Like, okay, you wear 5, but still. She leaving without signs doesn't really eliminate. It really played into your trust issues even more. I just selected that. Music sounds like White playing. Oh my god. You're all just painting all the beautiful pictures today. I'm glad we got to see White's feet back on the ground before the updates, and funny you mention it. You know this, so how do you feel about my proposal? This won't be in the final book. These I added today. They're not in the original. I just added them because they do make a better closing panel for this update. So next update I'm gonna update it with the original, which is like this. It ends like this. Yeah, and when you flip the page, you're gonna get more answers, so you'll know that they're still in the same topic. But as an update a week, it's better to know where we're heading next update. Directly into the trust issues. It's hard enough for White to talk to Danny, and maybe it'll even more after this. So can he really talk to another therapist? We have been waiting for your thoughts, and this is a good closure for the webtoon as well. So it could be like so. Oh. Need White to go on a drive after this? I love when you read the future, Blue. Again, I did say this is the important session, the most important session. And it's gonna run for a while. It's gonna unfold. Gradually. Yep. Sleeping would be a bad sign. He needs to be active. Speaking of, this here is exactly what... No, wait. Is exactly what... Let's go back to the website since we're gonna update anyway. This is exactly what the cover art has. He is looking at Daniel. These are Daniel's glasses looking at White. And all these are floating. So at least we figured out part of the cover with this update. Not the last session. Who would thought that question would be like that? Did anyone guess? No, nobody. I would have been mind blown. I would have floated myself so high out of shock if anybody guessed it. Okay, this makes a good update. First part of this session. Unless it's last session and next time, family's time, over dinner. Bring your girlfriend, bring your best friend. What a roller coaster of an update, man. Very happy to hear that. Thank you. This is gonna update. Wait, we need the... So, which... The interesting thing is that pretty much all the guesses were about White. Yeah, this is what kind of kept a smile on my face. Every new guess was something about White. Yeah. Very nicely phrased, Sapi. Because that's exactly what I would have loved if anyone guessed, but what I enjoyed that nobody guessing, because it exactly proves the point. It's kind of like back in the day, people used to say that White is a fragment of Black's imagination in the beginning of the story. So it really made me happy at the time, because it kind of feeds into the idea of White, of himself. It feeds into the idea, the theme I'm gonna explore with White. Him being in the background, him having no identity outside of being in Black's proximity and world. And now, when nobody was thinking of what Daniel was going through, when the topic is clearly one that affects him, if you shared the last panel, I think it would have got Daniel guesses going. This panel in this update I can't see past Daniel's glasses, so white what? Yeah. That's for sure. The way I what I showed is enough, but still, I think the exit sign as well gives you an idea of White thinking of an exit when he hears this question. You know, even if nobody guessed, like even if there wasn't this question, this teaser that I asked people to guess for, I still would have been happy if no, I'm happier as a writer that nobody thought of what Daniel is thinking. But it would have been nice to see anyone thinking of Daniel when this topic was brought up as a human, not as a writer. As a writer, I'm happy that nobody thought of it. I think somebody did mention it could be Frog a couple of streams ago, that they're still thinking of where Daniel was when it happened with White, the whole thing. I hope I am sleepy, thank you. Remediate not has a double meaning if it's a new therapist. Again, these, even though I will go over them before the book releases and be sure of each verb I used, all of these are words that work with the re and without the re. So action, react is react and act. So we have here turn and mediate. Because Daniel has always been selfless in not mentioning himself in their session. Yeah. And again, just like White was kind of in a comfort zone, not thinking about his identity or his role in the friendship because of Black's memory problem, Daniel was kind of in a comfort zone when White continues to say that he doesn't need to talk about his mother. I always wanted to know where he was, but never really thought of his feelings. I think people only thought of his feelings once, I feel. I don't remember people talking about it, but I feel if you ever thought of his feelings, it really, I think it happened when I shared those sketches, if anyone remembers, of teeny tiny baby White with Daniel. Daniel's putting him to sleep and reading him books. I said back then that not all heroes wear capes. So there's that. I also brought up the panel of the talk between Jad and Noir, and how Noir told Jad that I asked her brother, where is she? But if you think from Daniel's perspective, someone calling to ask about his sister when he's away, someone that he knows the kind of relationship, probably. He probably doesn't take anything seriously from a lot of people around her life. As a therapist, noticed that's his role, and now he wants to step away from his role, bringing himself into the conversation. Ha 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 ha. My heart, man, my heart. So let's see. What panel should I use? This one is good, but I do want to use a Daniel panel. An eye is good. This could work. Let me just check if it's small enough. Even now, he's not really mentioning himself, but suggesting an alternative for what? Yes. Again, you're gonna see a lot of similarities between White and Daniel, with how White reacts or acts with Black, and how Daniel acts with White. We need a Daniel-centered chapter now. You did ask for a filler chapter before, right? Was it you who asked for one filler chapter? Do you want it about Daniel? He doesn't confirm he's affected by anything. Other than he said that I hate what you went through while I wasn't around. With this face, I know. I know. He doesn't help his case. Now I do wonder even more of what White said before. I should have called out to you, not Jad. Yeah, you have a bit better picture probably now. Daniel wasn't around. He was going off on... I don't know what they call it, these things. I don't have the words right now because I'm streaming. These things that doctors go to. He wasn't around, and it's just strange that White didn't think of contacting him, but kept on insisting on what he thought and knew and hoped and believed is his father, rather than his uncle that could have taken him out of this because he is a blood relative. They're so similar, I'm dead. Yeah, I keep seeing it every time, and I'm shocked myself. Even in his selfish moment, he's working for White. My God, did I mention? I did mention this before. I did mention it, right? When White and Black were talking, and how White. I'll leave it for a future chapter to be sure. I'm not sure if I talked about it or not. But yeah, it's along those lines. If that selfish moment, he's working for White. Daniel is a grown-up White agent. You know, I mentioned it before. I don't know if you were around, Blue, but one of these theories that I got in an email back then about Daniel, or probably a message on Tumblr, is that chapter 31 with Daniel, when he's introduced and starts talking about things in life, someone sent me that, is this a grown-up White? And I never thought about it, but it fits so well to be White in the future, just writing all this story and going over it for volume 5. It was so good, man. One of these theories that, like, man, had I thought of it, it was so good. If I didn't go with Jad, then he wouldn't have met. Yes. 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 Wait. But wait. No. He did meet Black. He did see Black at Daniel's. think this is good, right? For a split second, that is. Yeah. He will definitely be a different person if had he stayed with Daniel. For sure. Not to mention, we still don't know if Ia still visits the place or not. Well, Daniel supposedly doesn't have friends. Time traveler White. It works so well, man. I'm not gonna even deny it. That is how Psycho gets their wishes. Daniel already met Black. You know, the parallels between White and Daniel and White and Black's relationship makes me wonder if they're gonna have a conversation like this one day. I don't know. I'm just noticing the more, because the beauty of side characters is I mentioned how much I think of them while writing scenes of Black and White, but still, they're not fully realized, just like Black and White were for the longest time. They don't become fully realized, they just are a work in progress. So while I have ideas, rough ideas of the characters and where they're headed or what they're gonna play, what role in the story, I do get to know them as I write, and it's just a very recent thing. I know, I always knew that Daniel would give the world to White. He doesn't show it, but he does have that sentiment. But yeah, in this book I started... I remember the first time I didn't feel anything for Daniel, and any time somebody would ask me who I relate to most in the story, I always said Daniel, because he did feel very one-dimensional and boring and uninteresting for the longest time, until chapter 55, when he peeked from the door and looked at White and then saw Kid White and he smiled when he didn't have his glasses. I remember back then I did feel that he moved something in me. Since then, he became more than what he was. Killer of a chapter, do you? Thanks a lot, Blue. I look forward to hearing your thoughts if you have any. And thanks a lot for sharing so much. I always enjoy your comments. And you always predict the future. Have a good day. Okay, let's export. Special export, Webtoon. Yes. Okay. To think that he started all, oh my god, this kid, how am I gonna help him? Part 2. Re-evaluation of Danny. this update, I had to just kind of sit there and be like, damn, I didn't even think of that. I hope that feels good. It's a nice visual on my end. Give White a thing to think about now. Multi-dimensional? I try. I think a lot of these characters, for them to have one-dimensional existence. Meanwhile, in Black's house, where is Black anyway? Will we get anyone in this chapter outside of this talk? Let's just check preview mobile. Something's happened. He feels a disturbance in the force. What is really something though? Imagine just, let's select chapter. Oh, I didn't, oh, this is ordered wrong. Imagine chapter 75, yes. Imagine having this trauma. Remembering it all, like remembering that morning, that very quiet morning, and how it went downhill from there for you. Wakes up, hears people chatting, here's Jad and Black, realizes the problem and smiles. He thinks so fast, connects things so fast, and reacts very anticlimactically. It's very strange. Black realizes something, and there's a whole chapter of him talking to himself or to Hawkman, and all music and lighthouse and page spreads, and then there's White. He about it. Insane. Drives me insane. When will White take a rest? One day in the future. Black walks in the room and is like, there you are, White. Oh, hey, how's jumps from A to Z so quickly. Again, it shows in this update as well. He went from Y to... Oh, I get it. Again, his hyper self-awareness and self-consciousness can make him not realize what's happening in other people's heads. But if he's given the tiniest hint, he gets it. Psycho blames Ia finally. I was thinking if I contacted or write back to the people who offered another crowdfunding plushies. Crowdfunding campaign for plushies. I was thinking of marketing it, and one of the lines is, if you need a white to blame, you can now have him in reality. I was thinking of you, Psycho. Cope. Okay. Did I? Oh, I haven't yet. Publish. Yes. Yeah, blame day is May 31st. Every day is blame day. Same. That's what I think as well, to be honest. I want to check. Almost 2 hours. I don't think I'll be able to sketch anything today, but I do want to check the next update. Today is 9 to 11. Next update is I can't find a single panel that I can tease with. Give me any absentee mother and watch me rage. Yes, that's why I'm gonna join boxing eventually. Every night blame Yeldar. Every day we blame Ia. Every night we blame Yeldar. For Infinity blame White. Aw. And Noir to blame. Oh, I was waiting for N's comment. Noir to blame for me from Black side. So yeah, unfortunately I have no panels to tease. I feel like any panel I choose is... Yeah, I don't feel like I need to steer where the conversation is heading, you know? I hate it already. We're healing. He did decide to take action, so now we're facing it all together, white. Show a picture of black and call it a tease. What if there's no black in this chapter? Tell you what, I could show a picture from like a future chapter and say that this is next week and just break you all. Imagine showing something that isn't in next week's update, and then people will be reading, and there's like, you read first chapter, and then oh, next is gonna be black, and then second page, oh, next is gonna be black, and then third page, and there's no black, and then like, I feel like you should have certain feelings while reading the update, and you're gonna have other feelings by the end of it, because you're gonna come here to dump all the rage on me. He's off doing side quests. Yes, no black in this chapter. I don't know. I don't know. Black is unsuccessfully trying to break in and eavesdrop from the conversation between white. He'd love that, man. He would so love that. Him and Rita staging a heist. They work well. I often thought of Rita interacting with Jad as a vet for Sasha, or interacts with Daniel through Farhat as well. Rita being a vet and having all these animals here and there, it's gonna happen. That's your fillers chapter, Sleepy. A chapter just from Farhat's point of view. Tell you what, I need to do something. Here, I want to go get copy link, and then I want to write a comment. Come join the discussion. Imagine him secretly stalking White to find out where his uncle's office is. Once Black is more independent, I guess. I can see him doing that, maybe. Honestly, I don't see him no, really, now that I think about it, I don't see him doing that unless it's something for the benefit of White. He is respectful of what White wants and doesn't want. Wouldn't want to anger him. Rita going around neighborhood sniffing out info on everyone involving black through her job. Yeah. He will have Jad there. My god. Come join the discussions about these pages on Discord. We have... What do we have on the Discord? Not cookies. What food do I like? We have beams. We have memes and emojis and emotes. Cigarettes and coffee. Oh, I love that. We have enough tissue boxes. We have enough tissue boxes. Memes and emotes too. Unlimited supply of water. PM on Discord, not PM. On. I don't use this the keyboard for this computer often because I use the controller, the ch77 Paint controller. So it's fun to watch me type. We have enough tissue boxes, memes and emotes too. Unlimited supply of water. There are restricted words included in your what? What? Okay, how about you leave it? Is it the link? I can't link to Discord? Would you imagine that? How dare I? While it loads, because it's taking forever, let me go to... Come on. I need to go to chapters. See, it's not my internet, it's the Webtoon being slow. Why does this show? Oh, 77 shows. So the order is 79. Edit. Order 79. Pillows and Sasha. Yeah, we do have that as well. Let's see. Did it publish my... It did not. God damn it. Come join the discussions. The discussion about this episode. I did write it right. Episode on Discord. We have think. Yeah, that comment, like, just, and there are two people who like that comment. Let's like it. What? This panel. It's away. It's gone. Writing group over. I'm glad that I delayed ending this stream. Ilma's here. Oh my god, Daniel, indeed. So I'm thinking, another thing that I'm thinking about for the Discord in the future, I'm gonna add a channel or a forum to share the posts I share on Instagram and Twitter, all the work in progress. Right now I am posting them on on the channel. Like, anything I'm sharing, I'm putting it in the channel, the private channel of chapter 78 and 79. But yeah, because I started, I'm just continuing. But I'm thinking of just starting a channel and sharing there. So here are, for those who don't have Twitter and Instagram, here are the most recent work in progress shots I shared. We have Happy Black. We have White and Black looking good. Black is looking good. Nothing going wrong. No, not at all. It is great and happy. Trust, cope. And White has great eye bags here. If you missed it, I finished the video about the stories, the media I consumed in 2024. I also shared this one, Daniel and White talking. White says, I don't think, blah blah blah, it's just because 1, blah blah blah, and 2, blah blah blah. I mean, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, best friend, right? I shouldn't be the one to tell you this, blah blah, blah blah blah, I'm sure you can, blah 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 blah. And in regards to your blah blah blah, but if you want to blah, or better yet blah, you have to blah. The theory in circle, and we end with and White. It's kind of insulting to blah 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 blah. I don't think I sense a liar here. Yeah. And then we have this, the most adult white has ever looked. And then we have this, out of context, Greyis. There was an out of context Greyis account, and this could have worked. I think it's better to keep it to ourselves. Merely announcing it works just fine. And Black says, yeah. He agrees. I think that's about... Oh, this one. The duality of Black in 2 pages. There's Black. Yeah. We're done. These are about all the work in progress shots I shared. Handbook art. Yeah, the fashion sheet, you mean? Oh wait, don't open. What's this? Black looking good in this jacket. I have a soft spot for Daniel, as we all, but these pages make me want to draw Daniel with Kid White, like just having an... Oh, my heart. I feel to Daniel, it's... He has, like, if he was a historian, there's a pre-White's birth and post-White's birth. So he's gonna... he documents his life using White's birth, I feel. Even if he doesn't do it in reality, it's how he feels. The teaser can just be smirk black. It could. Thank you. Thank you. He's so pretty. He's so cute. He's comforting too. And we reached the 2-hour mark, so. Get her away. I'm sorry. I just understood what that means. There it is. Here we have Daniel. Anyway, thanks a lot for coming. This has been real fun. Soon I'll be less busy. Soon meaning in autumn. And we'll get to do more sketching live. Till then, see you next week with more Daniel and White. See how White reacts to this. Yeah, you didn't fall asleep and you didn't drown us also. It's a good one. Maybe you drown us all when you fall asleep. Happy to hear that, Siri. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you next time.